the New York City Marathon, the energy, the atmosphere, the people, the support. You feel like a celebrity every step of the way.
When we went out and I was like, pulled in Carmelo Anthony, pulled in Alicia, just like pulled in like a you can do it, push through moment. And that was back to what you were saying, is just having the platform to drive awareness for these different charities.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Set the Pace, the official podcast of New York Roadrunners presented by Peloton. I am your solo host for today, Rob Simmelcare, the CEO of New York Roadrunners. My partner, Bex, we miss her. She's on a well-deserved vacation, so we'll get her back next week. Hope she's having a great time wherever she is. Hope everybody's doing really well out there as we tick closer and closer to that big day, Sunday, November 2nd, the TCS New York City Marathon. And for some of us, the big day is even closer than November 2nd. I sit here, oh my gosh, now inside of 2 weeks of the Bank of America Chicago Marathon, which many of you know I am running for the first time. And I woke up this morning, we taped these on Tuesday, and had that realization that, oh my gosh, this is happening. We're inside of 2 weeks. I am enjoying the taper period immensely. There is nothing that will make a 15-mile run feel short other than running 22 the week before. And that's what I did this past weekend, was run 15 as part of my taper. It felt amazing. I ran on the West Side Highway. The weather was beautiful, especially on Saturday. And so, people talk about taper tantrums. That's not a problem I have. I love the taper. It makes me so happy to know that the work's been put in. We're starting to ease back on the mileage now and starting to get that body rested and ready for October 12th, the Bank of America Chicago Marathon. I've heard from a lot of you who are going to be out there in Chicago. A lot of New York Roadrunners members are going to be out running Chicago. Please, if you're out there and you see me out there on the street or wherever, say hello. Love to meet our listeners and our members in person. Send me a note on Instagram, whatever. I'll wish you luck and hope everybody who's doing that is feeling good and getting ready. And then obviously those in the New York training block still have a ways to go, but hope you're all having a great time. Well, we got a great show for you today. We've got an incredible person who is not just the brother of an all-time superstar, Alicia Keys, but also is doing an amazing job himself in raising money this year as he runs the TCS New York City Marathon for a cause that is really one that everyone should know about. Keep a Child Alive, a nonprofit started by Alicia Keys in 2003. Her brother, Cole Cook, who is quite accomplished in his own right, a filmmaker and a runner, will join us a little bit later on to talk about his run and the cause for which he is running. So stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, here in New York, we've got some news coming out today for New York Roadrunners. Very exciting that this morning here on Tuesday, and you'll hear this on Thursday, we announced our economic impact study. This is something that we haven't done actually in 5 years. And this is a study we do to really measure the impact that everything New York Roadrunners has on the New York City economy. So not just the marathon, but all of our races, everything we do all year. What kind of impact does that have on New York City? And we announced this week that New York Roadrunners operations has an almost $1 billion positive impact on the economy of New York City, which is incredible. That is including all of the jobs that we create, the money that is brought in around the marathon and all of our other events. And this is money that's coming into New York City from outside of the city. So we're not counting the dollars that are spent by New Yorkers on running the marathon or other races. This is coming from around the world. So it won't surprise you to hear over 600 million of that nearly $1 billion of impact is the TCS New York City Marathon. And we all know that people from around the globe come to New York to experience the incredible day that is the best day of the year in New York, the TCS New York City Marathon. But it is hotel rooms, it is restaurants, it is people riding mass transit and spending money on all kinds of souvenirs. So we're very, very proud of that. New York Roadrunners, we're a nonprofit, and our mission, of course, is to create healthier lives and stronger communities through the transformative power of running. And this, and the economic impact, is one of the ways that we do create stronger communities here in New York City, because we're able to bring in so much economic activity into the city. And of course, we're now going into that period in the fall, headed toward November 2nd, where that impact is at its greatest. So I'm very excited. You can read more about this at NYRR.org to hear more about it. We also, by the way, released our overall impact report, which we do every year, which showed the growth that we're seeing in running here in New York and with New York Roadrunners year over year. We had a 7% increase actually in the number of running sessions that we had, the number of runners that we had over the last year. So running continues to grow, Roadrunners continues to grow. We couldn't do that without you. And so please check all that out at NYRR.org. Well, we didn't have any big races in New York this week, but we did have a group of about 240 runners participate in this year's first New York Roadrunners Cross Country Series event. It was a beautiful day up in Van Cortlandt Park, and the winners that day, Megan Strauss on the women's side with a time of 22 minutes and 11 seconds from Manhattan Track Club. The non-binary winner was Mathia Griffith, 29:47, and on the men's side, it was Adam Massman, 17:50. That's a 5K running through the very steep hills of Van Cortlandt Park. So congrats to everybody who came out to run on this past weekend. We've got still a few more of those cross-country events coming up this fall. I recommend them, and they're really, really fun to get out there and run on that famous cross-country track. Coming up on today's show, Keep a Child Alive is a nonprofit started by the singer-songwriter Alicia Keys in 2003 in response to the devastation of HIV/AIDS and that epidemic in Africa, in order to provide children and families life-saving care. 21 years later, Keep a Child Alive has expanded its mission and counts the TCS New York City Marathon as one of its critical fundraisers. Running in support of KCA this year is Alicia's brother, filmmaker Cole Cook. Cole will be joining us on the show today, along with KCA's executive director, a passionate runner himself, Antonio Ruiz-Giménez. Then a little later on, today's featured member will be someone who's brand new to running, but not afraid to tackle the TCS New York City Marathon in her fairly new running career. New York Roadrunners member Enedina Cruz will join Meb to tell us what it feels like to face 26.2 miles as a shiny new runner. And then finally, Meb will come back with our mile-by-mile countdown to this year's TCS New York City Marathon. And today, Meb is going to be up in the Bronx with miles 19, 20, and 21. Stay tuned for that. Here's a nutrition tip from the experts at Cook Unity. Muscle recovery starts on your plate. After a long run, stick with lean protein and slow digesting carbs like quinoa. But instead of cooking, take 50% off Cook Unity's ready-to-eat meals from top chefs. Unlock your offer at cookunity.com/NYRR. Today, we are joined by two guests who bring both personal passion and global impact to the New York City Marathon. Cole Cook is a New York-based filmmaker and entrepreneur and the younger brother of Alicia Keys. This year, Cole is running the TCS New York City Marathon in support of Keep a Child Alive, a nonprofit that Alicia co-founded in 2003 to provide critical healthcare support for children and families facing HIV and AIDS, as well as poverty. Joining Cole on the show today is Antonio Ruiz-Giménez Jr., an entrepreneur and philanthropist who has served as KCA CEO since 2015. Antonio has led the organization's growth into education, food security, and emergency relief programs, and has built running via Team KCA into an integral part of Keep a Child Alive's fundraising efforts. Cole and Antonio, great to have you both on Set the Pace. Welcome.
Thanks for having us. Good morning.
Cole, I'll start with you. This is not your first New York City Marathon. You've done this a couple of times before. Is this your first time running in support of KCA?
No, this is not my first rodeo with them. This is now my fourth. I only run for KCA. Pretty much they're my family. So this is a milestone moment for me. I'll be hitting my 100th mile for the New York City Marathons with KCA this year.
Amazing, amazing. And talk about that. Obviously there's a connection with your sister, Alicia Keys. She calls you her big little brother, which I love that nickname that she gives you. Talk about, the role that she's played in your life, and why you've decided to log all these miles in support of this great organization.
Oh my gosh, that's funny that it's out there. Yeah, I'm her big little brother, and she's my little big sister. So it's like I'm the one that's still I'm now taller than her, and I'm the one aging, and she actually doesn't age, which is just how this kind of works. So I run with it. But no, I mean it's something so much fun with us because she came back and was like, "I'll never run this again," and then came and ran with me the second time. I was like, "Hey, would you run?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm in." So anytime I can, again, I mean, I can go back since I was 16. She took me on the trip to South Africa just to kind of be a part of it, to see what was going on, what KCA was actually doing, to really just open up my eyes and bring me different perspectives. And my gosh, it changed how I looked on a lot of things, what I took for granted, just even having water. It was the world what was going on? FIFA World Cup was happening during that moment, and I would say about 5 miles you could see the stadium. They had plumbing, and they just built everything brand new, but we were at a village that was for 500 people, and they had a little faucet, and they were just happy to like get bottles of water, and it was just so eye-opening, especially at 16, to really see it and take it all in. It was life-changing. So again, at that moment, any step I can take, any mile I can run, I will for KCA.
I love it. Antonio, you have run the TCS New York City Marathon before, but you're taking this year off, which, we understand. Talk about what it was like for you to run the marathon in support of this great organization.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say I'm so jealous that Cole is running it, and I have to say one step at a time, Cole. I'm thankful, beyond thankful for you to do it again on behalf of all of us. But for me, running the marathon was the most incredible thing I've ever done in my life. The New York City Marathon, the energy, the atmosphere, the people, the support. You feel like a celebrity every step of the way. And obviously, I am so thankful on behalf of every single one of the children I serve, for the people like Cole that are just supporting us at at this incredible organization that I'm part of. So I'm not running this year, Rob.
We'll come back and get you maybe for next year. We,
All
we
right.
we let everybody take a year off once in a while, but we know where you live now. Can you talk a little about the organization, Keep a Child Alive, Antonio? We have so many great charity partners as part of the TCS New York City Marathon, over 600 of them, in fact. But what should folks know about Keep a Child Alive if they've never heard of it before?
Yeah, well, Keep It Alive is an organization that was, as you previously stated, was started by Alicia Keys, and she did it with just the pure, like Alicia does everything. She led with her heart, and she found a situation that a mother couldn't afford the antiretroviral medication for her daughter, and she immediately jumped and said, "I can't believe this," and she started Keep a Child Alive. And it was kind of like a movement for change and action. And 23 years later, we're still true to that core mission. Today, antiretroviral medication is available by most African governments for free. So that has shifted, but that the reality is that children are still in need of very basic things, and we provide a lot of those things to those that are in need. And we have many different missions across multiple parts of the world, Africa and India and other parts. I'm super thankful for you guys because we started with like just a few bips, and now we have the fortune of having uh, a lot of bips that a lot of Team KCA has grown to over 200 runners per year across multiple different races, and it wouldn't be possible without the NYRR and you guys just letting us be part of this incredible movement that you guys have built. So thank you.
Thank you, Antonio. Yeah, we're so proud of our charity program at New York Roadrunners and around the marathon. Last year, we raised over $70 million for nonprofits around New York and the United States and beyond. So it's a huge part of what makes the TCS New York City Marathon a special event. And it doesn't happen without runners like Cole making it happen. And so we're just thrilled that you're willing to take on the challenge. Cole, how's your training going? How are you feeling? I've seen your race results. You've done it a few times. Or is there a time goal you're looking to achieve, or is it just to finish this baby?
I've definitely done it a few times now, and it's now been since the last time. It's been 8 to 9 years, so I'm up there, and my body's starting to really feel it this time around. So, I mean, my hope is, again, I'm there for the team. I want to make sure everybody finishes. That's my goal. So we have people that are going for sub 4. We have people that want to aim for the 5-hour mark, and then we have people like, hey, I just want to finish. I might be in the 7-hour mark, and I'm like, hey, I'm there with you all. If somebody gets hurt and needs me, I'll bump up and find you. If I need to slow back down, I'm good. So, but the training, I don't know why it's so much harder this year to train. And I think it's like my body actually feels the best it's ever felt, but my hips really are just tight. So I've been working with PT to get them loosened up again and try to just really figure out why they're just locking up on me. But I feel strong. I feel like great. And that's all I can ask for right now.
Every time you train for a marathon, it's going to be a different set of challenges, and getting a little older never makes it easier. Typically, it's only going to add a little bit of challenge to the effort. But hey, we're all dealing with the same thing. So I wish you luck in your training. Cole, tell me about how KCA has been a part of your relationship with Alicia. You all are half siblings. You did not grow up together. I know this because I saw Hell's Kitchen not long ago, and I great show, by the way, for anybody who hasn't seen it. I loved it. It's a terrific show. I mean, listen, I'm a huge Alicia Keys fan, love her music, and it's a jukebox musical. Her songs are interspersed throughout the show. But yes, there was no brother that I saw in that show. So I was like, wait a second. And then I did a little research. Said, okay, got it. They didn't grow up together. You guys met later in life. How has your relationship developed, and how has this amazing cause been a part of that?
Yeah, I mean, we grew up in the sense of she was in New York, I was in Colorado. I would see her when I go see my grandmother once a year. And then once I was old enough to join her on tour, then I was like always there. She always wanted me around. I was always attached to her. She'll say it like I was the brother attached to the leg. And so when, again, anything that she goes into, like, she's my best friend, she's my sister, she's my role model. So when I see her doing stuff like this for KCA, it's hard for me not to be attached no matter what. Like, it's a different love. And that's how it's always been with KCA. So like anytime I take a step, I think about her, I think about the kids, I think anything for KCA, and I will do it. So, and that goes on. We have more coming up too. So it's like Kaleidoscope Dreams is another foundation for the theaters that we're working on, and I'm on the board with her as well. So it's like finally stepping up into another level. This is my first time being a board member, so I'm learning all the new things, and I'm like, okay, this is what Antonio is doing behind the doors to even get the money, get it into the right places, and learning all these pieces. So shout out to Antonio again for pulling that together.
It's very cool. Really, really awesome stuff. So Antonio, here's what I know. It sounds like, and it's interesting. I mean, the AIDS crisis in Africa has, as the way you described it, transformed in a way, right? Viral medication is such an amazing breakthrough medically that thank goodness that there's access to it throughout most of Africa. But that does not mean that there isn't a tremendous amount of need. And so whether it's education, whether it's food insecurity, these are all things that are really needed. How is KCA approaching all these various needs that still exist on that continent?
Well, if I may just take a step back and just give you couple of horrendous statistics that I keep me up at night, and that I wake up every morning thinking about, which is my purpose in life. And 5 million children die before the age of 5 from treatable illnesses. 1 billion suffer violence or neglect. 450 million children lack access to education, and 45 million are malnourished today. So, if you think about those statistics, uh, and you think about the purpose of Keep a Child Alive, which its own name speaks for itself, I think about the fact that we're not going to stop until those statistics become something from the past. And KCA generally gets involved in areas where other organizations don't get involved. And what I mean by that is that we try not to be bureaucratic or governmental, or there's not a lot of politics at KCA. We are very much nimble, and we act. And it all comes from the DNA that was built by Alicia. We decided as an organization from a very early age that we were not going to we were not going to stop if there was a child in need, and we would figure out later how to support it. And I can, if I may, give you just like a personal story to share with you guys. So I was fortunate enough that my son Benjamin was born in New York City. I have two sons, and my son was born prematurely. And if he would have been born in any of the countries that I work with, that I work in Africa, he probably wouldn't have made it. And I think about my son every single day. When I look at him, I think about the fact that he may not have been here if he would have been born in Tanzania, for example, where children at his age are effectively discarded because there's no infrastructure, and these are treatable illnesses. So I think Keep a Child Alive will continue to be an organization that will be there for children in the multiple areas that we work on.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, it's obviously, tragic anytime a child is lost unnecessarily in this world, right? And these are all things that are preventable in a way, right? I mean, we talk about natural disasters, but so many of these are human-made disasters, inability to set up systems that are really supporting children wherever they are, and Cole, I'm sure as you prepare to toe the line on November 2nd, like stories like what Antonio's sharing and that you've seen for yourself have to provide a tremendous amount of motivation.
Correct. When you are out there and you're in the pain and you remember all the things that we've talked about and seen, it just is like you can make that extra step. You can get to that finish line.
Is there anything, Cole, that you specifically remember? I don't know how many times you've been over to Africa with KCA, but any stories or things that really stand out in your mind as things that you think about when you think about the work that KCA does?
Yeah, there was. I know I talked about one earlier about being around the World Cup and seeing that, but there was another one about Bobby Bear. Correct, Antonio's the name.
Yeah.
And it's just seeing what the kids are dealing with in that space and growing up, and then seeing, I'm trying to remember her name right now, it's been years, but I haven't been back, but we're planning on going back very soon because it's time for us all to go back and be present. But it was seeing what this woman was doing to go and pull these children from these places where they didn't have anything, and she was being attacked and she didn't care. It was like, I will do anything for the kids, and seeing that and seeing how she was still doing with a smile, and that took me so far. When I'm like, that step, I will do it, because it was just, there's no words for it. There isn't.
Yeah, no, it's huge challenges. Antonio, what are the countries in Africa where you are most active with KCA?
I would say, well, we're in many parts of the world. Like we've been in 28 countries. Just I don't want to bore you with like every single one of
Wow.
them, but we have worked in
Yeah.
28 different countries. Right now, I can speak for one specific project that I'm really proud of. And by the way, Cole is coming next month. He's just, I don't know what you're talking about. You're coming with me to Tanzania next month, but I love you, Cole. So right, so after what I told you, so KCA got involved in the development of the first ever neonatal intensive care unit. We're building a hospital for babies in Tanzania. When we saw the fact that the only reason why babies are dying in Tanzania, I'm talking about babies that are born too soon, is because of the lack of infrastructure. We can not look the other way. And so right now, next month, actually, in November, we're going to be opening our first hospital in the country of Tanzania, which is the first ever in the country. It's going to be a huge movement. I'm going to send you the link, Rob, so you can check it out because there's going to be a lot of media around it, and the number of babies that we're going to be saving are in the thousands of babies. And this is just the basic infrastructure. I'm not talking, we're talking incubators, we're talking beds for the mothers, we're talking about decency for the families, like, and that doesn't exist today in a country such as Tanzania. So we work in many other parts of the world with many different projects, and I have to tell you that we are always open for business. Anytime, and this is my call to action, anytime that there's a child in need and that there is a runner that wants to be involved in an organization that is supporting children, we're here. We always talk about it, and Alicia and I have talked about it many times. This is a platform for change. This is not her organization or my organization. This is a platform for anybody that wants to support children. You don't need to be the richest man on the planet or a super celebrity. You just need to be someone that is willing to do what Cole is doing one step at a time, run the New York City Marathon, raise awareness for the organization, raise awareness for the cause, and I guarantee you that every dollar that is raised goes to the right places. Um, that is what I can guarantee you.
Beautiful, Antonio. Love listening to your passion for this, and we've talked about Cole's kind of family influence and connection around KCA. But Antonio, I'm curious about your family background as well. Your grandfather, I'm told, was a leader in this space with UNICEF. What were the family values that kind of led you to a position like the one you've had since 2015 as the CEO of Keep a Child Alive?
Well, I don't talk about this a lot, so Rob, you caught me here when I saw that you figured that out. But yeah, my grandfather was the president of UNICEF for my entire childhood. I grew up with him being the president of the largest organization caring for children around the world, and I remember growing up, like we were like middle class family. Some like we I was always an entrepreneur. I was always trying to just question the status quo. And I remember that my grandpa, his name is Joaquin, he always told me like that the biggest mistake, and he became the president of UNICEF, I think, at age 78. So just for context, and this is a guy that had done a lot of things in his professional career throughout his life. And I remember asking him like, are there any regrets? Like, do you have any regrets? And he always told me, I regret having started to support children this late in my life. And that got stuck in me. I don't know why it got stuck in me. And every single step of the way, no matter whether I was successful or unsuccessful as an entrepreneur, I always was thinking like, wow, grandpa had a mission and he started so late. And he was at the helm of the largest organization.
Mm.
So I was like, I got to do something about this. And then I understood the moment that I became the CEO of KCA. I had no background in the space. I had no experience, but I knew that it was my purpose. And when you have purpose, nothing can stop you, man. I mean, my grandpa had purpose and he found it at 78. I found it very young, and I am going to hopefully many years kicking in this mission and objective.
Incredible. Absolutely. Great to have that kind of family heritage, I'm sure, when you're taking on a role like this. Cole, on your side, so of course everybody knows about Alicia Keys' career, your sister, but you have a impressive career of your own, a filmmaker. How'd you get into the film business, and what kinds of projects have you worked on?
That was a journey. I actually started in, I was a professional Call of Duty player for 8 years of my life
Oh,
growing up.
wow.
So
Wow.
that's kind of how I got into the gaming scene, and then obviously grew up in the music industry, and then was just wanting my own lane again once I retired from gaming. And then I went to school for film and came out and started a production company, and then started working with liquor brands for commercials, and then some more like live events. And now we're starting to work on, you know, film and TV, and it's really just slowly coming together. But it's been a journey to get here. But that's the fun part about life, right? It's all supposed to be changing, and you just have to kind of be open to it. So
100%. So it sounds like that entertainment gene is really kind of strong
it's
in your
strong.
family. It sounds like the Keys Cook family. You guys want to entertain people. You want to make people enjoy, whether it's a song or a story.
Definitely. I mean, that creative juices are flowing, and it's just hard to stop it.
Yeah, no, I can imagine it's not easy, not easy, the filmmaking thing. Have you found ways? Are you looking for ways to combine, what kind of causes we're talking about? Obviously, KCA and these other causes with what you do as a filmmaker. Obviously, there's tremendous opportunity, I'm sure, for storytelling,
We
and
had
telling some of the stories that Antonio's talking about.
Definitely. I mean, we had fun when I was younger too. I would come and actually, I did a video for KCA back in the day, and it was I wasn't even running that year, but I was like, I want to do something again to be able to give back, do a moment to really drive the awareness. So it was just me, my friend that was actually running with KCA, Dwayne McLaughlin, and we went out and I was like, pulled in Carmelo Anthony, pulled in Alicia, just like pulled in like a you can do it, push through moment. And that was back to what you were saying, is just having the platform to drive awareness for these different charities. And it was, when you have to.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So Cole, is Alicia going to be out there supporting you on November 2nd? What are we expecting? Are we going to
I
get
ha-
a little encouragement, at least a text? Like, are you talking to her about your training? Where's she going to be?
I'm still trying to figure out if she's gonna be there or not be there. But we're doing we have this whole component around this year that we're doing a live stream on Twitch. So I wanted to bring my gaming world into this space, and so we're doing a watch party. I'll have a host doing there, so like we don't have to be focused the entire time, but we'll jump from different camera angles from different people, crossing the line. So hopefully there she'll at least hop on and give me some motivation. She might be in the pool, to be honest, with like a drink in hand to really just rub it in. I can see it. I can see it already. My nephew's in the background playing, like, "Oh yeah, you got this. Keep going." But we'll find out. Or she might come up and surprise me. She's done it before, so we'll see.
That would be that would be an interesting way to motivate a runner, is send a video from a pool with a
I
drink.
mean,
Well, that would
okay,
motivate you to finish, so you can get
finish.
there with her to the pool and the
I'm ready
drink,
for my
right?
drink. I'm ready for my after pasta and my drink. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Okay, finally, Antonio, I'll ask you, if someone wants to support Keep a Child Alive, or support Cole's run, where should they go?
Yeah, so they can. Well, that's a two questions, right? If they want to support Keep a Child Alive, just go on our website, and check out what we do. It's www.keepachildalive.org. And more importantly, I'm going to repeat myself with a platform. Like, you don't need to be someone that is uh, that any idea. You don't need to be someone that has a lot of money just to support with cash. You can come in and say, I just want to run New York City Marathon, and we have, thanks to you, Rob, we have bibs for New York City Marathon secured. So be part of the team. Speak about our work. Come to Africa with us. Come visit the programs, see the real heroes, that are in Africa working with us, the activists, the women and children that are there in the on the ground. And so I highly encourage anybody to just reach out with any ideas, anything that they can think of, because the reality is that I think that there's so much to do, and we are open for business, as I said. So I really highly encourage anybody to just join our movement.
Thank you so much. Encourage everybody to check that out. And again, it's keepachildalive.org. Antonio Ruiz-Giménez, thank you so much. Thank you for the work you're doing as well. It sounds incredible. And Cole Cook, thank you and good luck on November 2nd. I'll be looking for you out in Staten Island, and I'll definitely be looking for you at the finish line because I know that's where I'm going to see you.
That's what we'll be. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you guys both
really
so much. Appreciate it. Best of luck, Cole. You got it. Peloton is the race training partner you've been missing. From beginner-friendly walks to advanced interval runs, Peloton's classes are designed to meet you where you are and help you get where you want to go. Whether you're preparing for a marathon or just trying to improve your pace, you'll train smarter, build strength, and stay motivated, all with expert-led instructor guidance. Ready to level up your race training? Head to onepeloton.com/race-training to learn more. Peloton, an official partner of the 2025 TCS New York City Marathon. Enedina Cruz is a 43-year-old New York Roadrunners member who will be lining up for her first TCS New York City Marathon this November. A year ago, she was at her heaviest weight and started running simply to get healthier. Along the way, she discovered much more than exercise. She found clarity, discipline, and a deep love of the sport. For Enedina, marathon training is about resilience, growth, and testing her limits, and she's ready to embrace every challenge on the road to the finish line. Here's Meb with her story.
Enedina, welcome to Set the Pace podcast. How's it going today?
It's going good. Thank you for asking.
Great. Well, you have said that running started because to lose weight, but something bigger. Can you tell us about the turning point when you shifted from exercise to passion?
Yes. So when I started running, it became more of like losing the weight, just to get in shape, but it became more than that. It became just more than just the scale. It became about my mindset. I grew to loving running, and because I've lost the weight, it became more into running for my mind and my spirit instead of just for the weight loss and the journey. I grew into loving that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, the passion takes over and the progress that you saw. So training for a marathon is a big leap. What has surprised you the most as far as the process?
What surprised me the most was challenging myself, just the discipline, me waking up at 4 a.m. and having to push through those times where I did not want to go out running or working out. I knew it was more than just myself. I had to do it for a purpose. So I can't even, there's no words that I can put into the journey that this has made me feel.
No, I mean, I think confidence is very important. The progress that you make is huge, but you have talked about wanting to learn how to stay committed even when the motivation fades. What strategies are you using to keep yourself going on the tough days?
The strategies that I'm using on tough days is just reminding myself that is the reason why I'm doing this is for a purpose. It's not just about myself. It's me raising money for teen kids, and I have to keep going. And those days when I don't want to get up and train, especially when we have rainy days or when it's cold, or I just don't want to. I remind myself why I'm doing this, not just for myself, but for a purpose. And that gives me the motivation.
Yeah. So great motivation. Team for Kids is a great platform to help fundraise for kids and help them what they do. We realize sometimes our goals or running late in life, but I can stop but help think about the shirt that you're wearing today. Strong mom, confidence is important in
Yes.
sports, and how you tell us about that. How much you lost weight, and then now to wear that with confidence and be able to just fundraise for Team for Kids. Is the confidence is high.
It is. It definitely is. When I was at my heaviest, I lost my confidence. And just being able to, the journey and the little steps that I have been doing to get to where I'm going, and the goals is an accomplishment, and it makes me feel really good. I'm a mom, and my son is an athlete, and for him to see me put in that discipline and to get up really early and to train is it motivates him, and it makes him see like, hey, my mom is at this age. I'm 43 years old. I did one goal to another goal to another goal, so I want him to know that with this, anything is possible. No matter what the age is, whatever goals that you want, you can just go for it, do it. And this was one of my goals,
And
losing the weight and doing the marathon.
pretty awesome goal, and the marathon represents a personal transformation for you. What do
Absolutely.
you hope and to feel when you cross the finish line in Central Park, which is my favorite part?
I hope to feel, I imagine it's going to be overwhelming, and just, uh, I hope to be proud of myself, because the journey is long and hard. And for people who are in it, they know that the commitments, like the friendships and the going out and all of that, that's all a sacrifice for that. And it'll be so worth it, crossing the finish line and being proud of myself, losing the weight, running while doing it. It all kind of ties in together. And knowing that I did this on my own, by myself, with no support. Yeah, well, not support, but just, I don't have anyone with me. Right. Usually when I do stuff, I usually have someone with me, and I kind of hold on to that as a comfort. So I decided to break out and do something on my own that I can do, where I have no choice, but this just me, myself, and to do it. So I can't wait to have that feeling, to be proud of myself that I accomplished a goal.
And Adina, well, you won't be by yourself. You're running the TCS New York City Marathon, which people, volunteers, sponsors, and the crowd will come support you to the best they
Yeah.
can. So you're going to be amazed. And looking beyond the race, what do you think this experience will carry over into other parts of your life and leading by example for your kids? But what else?
Yeah, so this journey has taught me discipline and confidence and resilience. And I'm hoping to take that, what I've learned, into my everyday life. And just knowing that from this, anything is possible, honestly. Anything is possible. I can use it in my everyday life. And goals aren't just, they're not done overnight. It takes time.
It takes time, and there was a beautiful medal when I won the New York City Marathon. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. So if you can run a
Yes.
marathon, you can do anything you want. Congratulations. Best wishes and good luck. Looking forward to see you in November.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Wow.
Thank you so much for joining us, Dina, and for being a member of New York Roadrunners. Now it's time for today's Med Minute.
Thanks, Rob. Welcome back to my mile-by-mile countdown to the 2025 TCS New York City Marathon. This week, we are counting down to mile 19 to 21 into Bronx. This is where the barrier is, the magical wall. If you have trained right and you have been patient at the beginning stage of the New York City Marathon, you can accelerate and know the feeling that the wall, the magic wall, has not hit you yet because you've been disciplined enough, you train right. This is where Williams Avenue Bridge into Bronx, short climb. No, the wall, it's not there yet because you've been smart to be able to just be patient. And this is where you can say, hey, how am I doing? I got 6 miles to go, mile 20 to 21 to Bronx. this is a brief moment to be able to just say, you know what, I am feeling good. I'm feeling strong. I've been trained for this. I've been saving my energy for this. This is not to hit the wall. And if you did hit the wall, it's okay, because you are only about 5 to 6 miles away. So mental game becomes now. You can slow down and finish strong.
That does it for another episode of Set the Pace. We want to thank our guests today, Cole Cook, Antonio Ruiz-Giménez, and Enedina Cruz. If you like the episode, make sure you leave us a rating, send us a message by leaving a comment, and subscribe as well so you never miss an episode. Good luck to everybody out there continuing your training. I know some long runs coming up this weekend for a lot of you. Enjoy the miles. We'll see you next week.